All right, let's jump right in. So, Microsoft Azure, it's this incredibly powerful cloud platform, right? But with all that power comes a pretty huge question. How on earth do you keep all that stuff secure? It can feel like a total maze, but don't worry. Microsoft actually has a really clear, structured way of thinking about it. And today, we're going to break that down using their core framework. The best way to wrap your head around Azure security is to imagine you're building a fortress. Seriously, but not a stone and mortar one, a digital one floating up in the clouds. It's got to have walls and gatekeepers and watchtowers, the whole shebang. But how do you build and defend something that you can't even touch? Well, Microsoft's answer to that puzzle is a complete end-to-end security architecture. Now, this isn't just a random pile of tools they're selling you. No, no. It's a unified system, all designed to work together to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of your data. It's the actual blueprint for that digital fortress we were just talking about. And that blueprint, it's built on three really solid pillars. First, you build up your defenses to secure and protect. Simple enough. Second, you got to be actively watching for any troubles, so you detect threats. And third, if, or let's be real, when something happens, you have a solid plan to investigate and respond. We're going to walk through each one of these right now. Okay, let's kick things off with Pillar 1, Secure and Protect. This is literally where we build the fortress. The main goal here is to create layers of defense. It's a strategy called defense in depth, and the idea is super smart. If one layer somehow gets breached, there's another one right behind it, ready to stop an intruder in their tracks. So, every good fortress needs gatekeepers, right? You absolutely have to control who gets in, and just as important, what they're allowed to do once they're inside. In the world of Azure, this super crucial job is all about identity and access management. This is your very first line of defense. And we're not talking about some guy with a rusty key. These gatekeepers are incredibly sophisticated. It all starts with managing who's who in the cloud. But here's what's really clever. Imagine giving someone super powerful admin rights, but only for the 5 minutes they actually need them. That's just-in-time access. The system can even automatically spot a sketchy sign-in from a weird location and just shut it down. It's all about being proactive. So once your gatekeepers are in place, you need the walls, you need the moats. You have to control the flow of traffic coming in and out of your fortress. And that is the job of network security, protecting the entire perimeter of your cloud environment. And believe me, Azure gives you some serious firepower here. We're talking a cloud-native firewall that can inspect every bit of traffic, plus always-on protection against these massive attacks. You've probably heard of DDoS attacks, right? That's when hackers just try to flood your services with junk traffic to knock them offline. Well, Azure helps protect you from that automatically. It also makes sure any connection from, say, your physical office to the cloud is securely encrypted. It's pretty comprehensive. Okay, now let's get to the most critical part of the whole fortress, the treasure vault. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, it's the data you're really trying to protect. It doesn't matter how high your walls are if the treasure inside is just sitting out in the open. And that brings us to data protection. The key thing here is that your data gets protected at every single stage. You get these super secure, government-validated vaults for storing things like encryption keys. Any data just sitting in storage, it's automatically encrypted by default. Your backups, they're kept separate and isolated. And check this out. This is how far the tech has come. There's even hardware-level protection for data while it's being used. It's a concept called confidential computing, and it's a real game changer. All right, our fortress is built, the walls are high, the gates are strong. But a fortress with nobody on watch is really just asking to be attacked. And that brings us to Pillar 2, Detect Threats. This is all about having your watchtowers and your patrols actively looking for anything suspicious 24/7. Now, the heart of all this detection is a tool called Microsoft Sentinel. Think of it as the central command center for your entire fortress. It does two main things. First, it's a SIM, which is just a fancy way of saying it collects security data and logs from everywhere, your apps, your servers, your network, you name it. Second, it's a SOAR, which means it doesn't just show you alerts, it helps you automate your response to them. It sees everything, and it helps you act fast. And Sentinel isn't out there all alone. Detection happens at every single level. You've got tools like Microsoft Defender for Cloud that give tailored protection for specific things like your databases. Other services unify protection across your laptops, your user identities, even your emails. You get deep network monitoring. It's like this whole web of surveillance, all working together. So the watchtower spots something. The alarm bells start ringing. What happens next? Well, that's where our third and final pillar comes into play. Investigate and respond. This is your elite incident response team, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. And let's be really, really clear on the difference here. Pillar 2, detection. That's all about finding the problem. It's about spotting that suspicious activity. Pillar 3, response, is all about fixing the problem. It's the deep analysis and the decisive, corrective action that has to happen next. One finds it, the other fixes it. Now, to do this, your team needs the right gear. And Microsoft Sentinel shows up here again with these powerful search tools for something called threat hunting. That's where you're proactively digging through data, looking for hidden attackers. You also get access to just mountains of data from other tools, detailed activity logs, and a full audit history so you can piece together exactly what happened and shut it down. Whew, okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, from gatekeepers and firewalls to watchtowers and response teams. So after all of that, what's the one big thing you should really walk away with today? It's this. Azure Security isn't about finding one single magical product that solves everything. Its real strength, the secret sauce, is how all these different services and capabilities are woven together. They work as one layered, integrated system across all three pillars. That's what provides that true end-to-end security. So let's just recap that framework one last time so it really sticks. You secure and protect by building a strong, layered defense. You detect threats by keeping a constant, active watch on everything. And you investigate and respond by having the tools and the plan to take action when you need to. And all of this leads us to one final, really important question. If the system is this comprehensive, if the fortress is this strong, where's the new weakest link? It kind of forces you to look beyond just the technology and start thinking about the people and the processes that are using it. And that is definitely something we're thinking about.